we are going to go back to the budgeting, but for now, we're just going to look at unit cost method of comparing two different prices so we can decide which is the better buy. This is going to come up all the time in your life, right? You're going to be shopping. That's the most easy example. There'll be different costs for different amounts of things. Different brands have different size packets and stuff, and you want to compare which one's better. The most obvious one that happens in my life all the time, I like Pepsi, and sometimes they come in 1.25 liters, 2 liters, packets of cans, and they change which ones are on special. And because I'm super smart, I get the best value one all the time. So I'm always just doing quick maths, even though it's on the side, to figure out which is the better value. But the prices aren't going to show that because they're different size packets. So that's what we're going to look at here. Now, this example is off the Q one. It's in the Get Ready section, so if you want to follow along, feel free. But it's talking about two different brands of kitchen plastic wrap. Brand A is 50 meters to $4.48. So we're going to write it as a rate, 50 M for meters for $4.48. Brand B is bigger, 90 meters. So it has more wrap in it, but it's $5.94. So more expensive. Okay? And we have to figure out which ones are better to buy. Typically, if it's about purchasing, you want the dollars to be different because one will be higher than the other. So what we want to do is put these two lengths as the same length, either 1 meter, or in this case, it'll even be easy to get them in 10 meter lengths to compare them. Because right now, like you could have an estimate and you could have an idea in your mind which one you think is cheaper, but until you've literally got them as the same length for different dollar values, you don't know for sure, right? So for brand A, in fact, I might write it like next to each other. The question, by the way, is which brand is the best buy? And then it says, justify your response using mathematical reasoning. I'll get to that shortly. But first, we want to turn this into probably the easiest will be 1 meter. If we put them both as 1 meter and a dollar value, that's easy to compare. It's also why it's called the unit cost. Unit means what? So 1 meter. So we're going to have to divide by 50 to get it as 1. But if we're doing that to keep it balanced, so it's in the same rate, we divide this by 50 also. Can someone go out a calculator and do this, divide by 50 for me?
0.08.
Thank you, Ava. So 0.0896, fellas. Now, typically with money, I would round that to 2 decimal places, so 0.09. However, I'm going to refrain from that for a moment just because if this other one that we're about to look at is also 0.08 something, by rounding it, that won't be 0.09. And I won't be able to actually tell. So I'm going to have as much information as I can for now. So brand B, and to be able to compare these, I need this to be as a meter as well. We'll divide by 90 this time. And I'll get someone again to do 5.94 divided by 90. 0.066. Again, so we've got 3 decimal places here, 4 here. I might just briefly round this so they're in the same decimal places. So it'll be 1 meter, 0.0. That 6 is going to round this to a 10, which will round this to a 9. So we'll actually just be 0.09. Now this is 2 decimal places, this is 3, it's getting kind of awkward. I might just round this as well. 0.07. So we've got 7 cents and 9 cents per meter. So at this point, we can look directly at these, and we've done all the math. We can all see that per meter, this one is cheaper. So it is a better buy. But the question asked for 2 things. The first was, which is a better buy? We haven't answered yet. We did out loud, but to get full marks for this kind of question, your test, and they always come up. These compare questions, we need to write, literally, brand B is a better buy. That's the first thing. The second part of the question said, justify your response using mathematical reasoning. So to do that, the mathematical part is by saying how much. And so I'd write something like this. is because it is $0.02 cheaper per 1 meter. All this, that's going to be a mark for your mathematics. For this question, what are two things? What's the better buy? That's the mark there for actually answering the question. And this part here is a tick as well. This is my mathematical justification. All three things get you a mark each.